Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me in another video. We're doing a Q&A here today. All of these questions came from my Instagram page where I'm sure most of you are from. You submitted some questions last week. I actually got some very good ones. I was quite happy about it. From what I've read, I haven't read through all of them. They are, a good mix of like life related and fitness related. So whether it's questions about workout, nutrition, stuff like that, and then questions about my life. A lot of stuff about just kind of like what I'm doing here in the UK, which I have made a whole video on before, but I'll go ahead and answer those questions again just to give you guys a little update. Things have changed since then. We're about a year on from that initial video, so I'll give a bit of an update on everything. So call it a Q&A, call it a life update, a little bit of fitness talk and stuff like that, and we'll get going. My lovely wife Carolina will be answering or asking the questions today as she did the first time, and we'll get going. She's just going to go through, pick out some good ones, throw them at me, and we'll see what we get today. So, as always, thank you for joining. Please subscribe, hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. Getting videos out every week now. Having some more plans for like more good fitness and workout content and stuff like that I'm really excited about. So, if you're ready, let's get into it. Okay, I just had to take a break. A little bit of information about me before we get started. I sweat a lot, and it's hot in here, so I'll be taking consistent breaks, or if you see some sweat on me, it'd be like that sometimes. Alright, now here we go.
Okay, we're gonna start with a question that was asked multiple times. How tall are you?
I am 6'4". Hey Siri, how tall is 6'4" in centimeters?
6.33 feet is 190.04 centimeters.
193. 193 centimeters tall. It's in my bio. I put it there to help stop all of these questions, but that's how tall I am. 6'4".
When did working out become enjoyable to you?
This is a really good one that I saw, and I absolutely love the question because all the people I work with, it's very different. So I'll give my experience on what it was for me. I remember when I first started out, my goals in the gym were very much sport related. So I felt like I had to go to the gym for a reason, which I think is a lot of us, we have a reason that we're going to the gym, whether we have some specific goals, whether we want to lose weight, whether it's performance related, something like that. And I think in that initial stage, it's not very much fun because you're very driven towards a goal and you're focused on it and you think, I have to do this for this reason. It was sometime after that, I don't know, maybe it was a year, 2 years, 3 years, where it started to get really fun. I think it also started happening when I became much more comfortable in the gym. So I was really happy to be there. I wasn't nervous anymore. I felt confident in my lifts and my movement patterns. And so I guess my advice would be to focus on getting more comfortable in the gym, spend a lot of time in there, but also really think about what you're doing. Don't go in and just do a bunch of stuff that you don't have intention for. I think if you put that extra effort in, you really focus on it, you continue to do your research, you'll start to find that it's really enjoyable, you'll start to progress more, and it will become much more fun.
How do you start training? I'm 27 years old and have never gone to the gym.
This is an interesting one as well, and I absolutely love it. You have a few options. One would just be to start doing some bodyweight stuff at home. I think this is where a lot of us start. When I started, it was just body weight, it was running outside, it was crunches in my room. This was when I was much younger. Push-ups, some pull-ups on a little pull-up bar. Things like that are a really easy way to get started. Another way is to just get into the gym and doing whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. So kind of leading on that last question, it may help to go with a friend. It may help to just go and use the treadmill for 20 minutes a couple of times a week just to get comfortable being in that space, being around those people. You'll start to see the same people, you'll realize that they're friendly, they're nice, and there's not a problem there. The other thing I would recommend is hiring a coach of some sort, whether it's an online coach like myself or an in-person PT. That can be a really huge help in getting a plan together, whether it's from someone in person who's actually walking you through or someone online who can give you a plan and say, this is what you're doing, it's exactly what you need, just follow this and you'll be good. So I think it's all about developing comfort, developing confidence in the gym, however you need to get there. Yeah.
Alright guys, I'm doing you a favor because you constantly asked, what are the best exercises to grow your glutes?
So growing your glutes, I would really just say start pushing heavy on legs, and it's going to be a matter of again, being comfortable with certain movement patterns. So getting really, really good at a squat, learning that movement pattern. And then number 2, learning how to hip hinge. So that's just a deadlift, a straight leg deadlift, an RDL. All it is just taking your hips, dropping them back, and coming back up. Those 2 movement patterns are really the basis of all of our leg movements. And once you really nail those down, then you can start pushing heavy, you can do new movements, you can do new exercises, and you can really start progressing and getting stronger. And progressing on those types of movements is what's gonna grow your glutes, but also any other muscle group like that.
Is there a way to determine what your body fat percentage is without a gym?
This is a great question. I actually just kind of addressed this on my Instagram a couple of days ago. You saw this? It was I made a long post about body fat percentage, and if I think it's necessary or if I really care about it. My answer in if I care about it is no, not one bit. I think there's much better tools and ways to look at yourself, whether it's visuals or weight. You don't need a specific body fat percentage to know what your goals are. I can use a scale and I can use the mirror to determine if I'm at a lower body fat or a higher body fat. So if you're curious, this is what I've always done. I look at myself, I take a picture of myself. A lot of gyms have some decent body fat measurement tools, but really I don't recommend it. It's not a metric that I personally care about because I think visuals and weight and body measurements are far, far better, easier, and more accurate tool to use. My recommendation is don't worry about it.
Okay, next question.
Okay,
Back from the break.
another fresh air break.
Okay. What accent is that, and or how did y'all meet? I'm assuming he means me.
The accent is, I mean, you're spot on if the message said y'all. Y'all, I'm from Texas. That's where we met in Austin, Texas, at the University of Texas, at the gym, if you're not surprised. But yeah, I lived in Texas since I was an infant up until 23 when we moved here. So I was 23. Yeah, so from an infant to 23, I lived in Texas my whole life, so that's the accent. I'm not British.
That actually also answers the next question. What's your age?
I'm 25.
Looking 30. How do you stay motivated about your health goals? I lose steam so quickly. Any tips?
This one goes back to basically the first question that I answered is at the beginning, you're gonna be, or you should be driven based on your goals. Whether it's you wanna be healthier to hang out with your kids and spend time outside, or you wanna live longer, or you wanna feel more confident taking your shirt off at the beach, or anything like that, is to have a really set and determined why, and to think about why that's emotionally important to you. So it is really, really tough when you first start out to enjoy that first week, the first few weeks, even the first 6 months or a year, but as long as you're committed to those goals, you feel really inspired by what you're working towards, hopefully you find enough love for the gym and enjoyment in that and progression towards your goals that it just moves into this is what I like to do, this is something I do for myself and for my life, and that's just the way it is.
Best time to drink protein shakes?
I would structure your protein based on your meals. So if you have a large gap in your day when you eat meals and when you have protein-dense foods, try and put that protein shake in between that area of time. So if you eat lunch at noon and dinner at 8, try and have a protein shake around 4 p.m. just so you can even out that protein timing throughout the day.
Do you recommend creatine use?
Yes, creatine use is a fantastic supplement. Not much, 3 to 5 milligrams a day is all you need. It's super, super cheap. You can mix it in with just water. It's tasteless. You can put it in your pre-workout. You can put it in anything else. Definitely recommend creatine.
What is your Spanish level, or how is your Spanish level?
I would say
Native.
Semi-fluent. My Spanish is poor.
Okay, so let's try it.
Great.
¿Cómo es tu nivel de español?
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
How much did you weigh when you started working out? And how tall were you when you started working out?
That's a good question. So it is tough because when I started working out, I was, I guess, first time in the gym, I was 15 years old. That's how old you had to be to get a membership at Gold's Gym in San Antonio. At that point in time, I was probably this height already, so I was already 6'4", maybe 6'3", maybe I had an inch left to go. And I remember being about 160 pounds. So at the end of my bulk a few weeks ago, I just hit 240 pounds. So that would be up 80 pounds since the start. A lot of it coming from my training and my nutrition and focusing on my eating. And also a lot of it coming from just getting older, developing into a man, away from a boy, getting some more testosterone, things like that. So 160, probably 6'3" when I started, and now 240, 6'4".
I want to hear more about your life and how you got to the point you are right now. So I guess fitness-based, career-based, your Instagram, whatever it is.
So I'll make this as short and brief as possible, giving a quick overview of kind of like how my life went. I finished college, or was basically finishing college with a master's in accounting. I had accepted a position full-time for an audit position in Austin, Texas. We met about during that time.
Yeah.
When I had accepted the position. I was planning on starting there in September of 2019. We got married in July of 2020.
Almost 2 years.
No, in
July 2019.
We got married in July of 2019. We moved here to London so she could do her master's degree. She finished that, and we moved here to Bristol. Among that time, I started personal training at Gold's Gym, basically just as something to do before I started my full-time accounting position. I fell in love with it. I started my fitness Instagram because she convinced me to. Obviously, the page has grown significantly. It's incredible. It has allowed us to do lots of things, to be self-employed, to work with people all over the world. It has been so much fun. Something I couldn't have even imagined doing. Very, very happy with how things turned out. Exciting. Coaching has been going amazing lately. Since the start of this year, really. Starting some new things as well, some new projects. Getting close to being finished with a huge one that is very exciting. We'll probably make a whole YouTube video about it when it's about ready to launch. Very, very exciting. I know it's going to provide an amazing service to so many of you. It's something that just is going to make your life easier if you are a person who uses this area of life. I guess I'll keep it broad and brief.
And I mean, it's also going to help our life. We started it because it's a problem we're trying to solve for ourselves.
Exactly. It's a problem that I faced, that I was upset about when I first started fitness when I was younger, that really frustrated me. And so we're aiming to solve that problem, and I think we've made a really, really amazing product and service to help that out. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. When it becomes available and ready to go, it's going to be amazing, and I know you're going to love it. So that's a little teaser for kind of what's to come. That's it. Well, it was great to kind of end on that little bit. I didn't know we were going to get there in that video, but I think it's great to talk about, to kind of let you guys know that something's going on, something's in the works. Very, very exciting. Obviously, keeping up with the YouTube, that's one of my other goals, is to get this growing, get this channel growing, continuing to provide some content that I might not provide on my actual Instagram. So those of you who are interested, I love that you're here. Thank you for joining. As always, please subscribe, like, leave a comment for anything. If you have any further questions about some of the questions I answered here, if you have any follow-up questions, happy to answer those. And that's about it.
Bye!
Sweet, thank you guys, and we will talk to you later.